Hello, Thrive parents, and welcome to the month of April. I hope you're good. I hope you are well. So, as we step into the month of April, I want us to take a moment to pause, to reflect, and to appreciate the journey so far, how far we have come. The first quarter of 2026 is done and dusted. What did we do in that quarter? We focused on building identity and foundation. So, that quarter was very, very foundational for all of our teenagers and the children. Building foundation. The foundation of every building is the most important structure because it's the part that is not seen. It's from where all of our activities derive. One of my favorite quotes of all times is that no child, in fact, no person can outperform the image that they have of themselves. So we focused on building foundation. We focused on building identity because everything a child does, everything a child becomes is going to start from who they believe that they are and who the idea of themselves that they can conceive. So we looked at three major things: identity and self-worth. We wanted to help every child understand that their value is not tied to performance, their value is not tied to the opinions of people, their value as a person is not tied to external validation and opinions. We wanted them to root identity in truth, the truth of who they are, who God says they are, and how they were created to be. All right, so we moved on from there. We talked about values, core values. Now, belief systems, we talked about truth, the concept of truth, helping them to shape an internal compass that guides them. That compass that speaks in their ear, helps them make decisions, help them choose relationships, and gives them a direction for their life. We moved on from there and we dealt with the subject of emotional awareness and responsibility, what we feel and how we respond to those feelings. We wanted to equip every child with an understanding of their emotion, what those emotions are, how to manage them, and how to respond intentionally and with wisdom. So the past 3 months have not just been about learning, they have been about building foundations, building from the inside out, building that part of the structure that is not visible but is responsible for holding together every other part of the house. So that kind of work usually will require a lot of time, a lot of consistency, and I dare say a lot of grace. Okay, for building that. So we are in a phase where we are pausing, we are resetting, and we are recalibrating. So that's why we decided to take a break. As we begin the holiday period for a lot of schools, it actually started a few weeks with the Salah holidays and stuff. But this weekend, I want us to intentionally pause, to intentionally emphasize on something very, very important, and that is the subject of rest. And to remind us that rest is part of growth. Rest is not a waste of time. It is a part of our journey. So this short break, I want you to take the opportunity to help our teenagers do a few things. Number one is to breathe. Just breathe. There's a lot of stress even for you as a parent. Okay, we have things that we have to do. We have to keep the lights on and every other bills around the house working. So take a moment to breathe. Help your child to breathe. Schools are going on break, even if for a few days this week. Take a moment to breathe and then help us reset mentally and emotionally. One of the very important things I want us to do this weekend, every family, is to spend time together. Okay, reflect on what we have learned, reflect on the journey that we have been on for the first 3 months of the year. Sometimes the most powerful experiences and most powerful growth that we will experience will not come in moments of constant activity. It will be a moment of stillness and reflection, journaling, and understanding ourselves better. So I want to encourage you to allow yourself to rest, allow your teenagers to rest, allow your family to rest, but guide that rest with intention. It's not just rest for the sake of it. Guide it with intention. In the course of the week, we're going to provide some discussion guides and guides generally for what you can do in this season. And at this point, I want to also particularly call on all our fathers in the academy. Please take some time this weekend, even if it were just 15 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Take some time this weekend. I coined a phrase in the course of my conversation with one of our parents a few weeks ago. That phrase is connection without agenda. Connection without an agenda. So you want to take time to connect with your child just for the sake of connection. Take a walk together, eat food, eat out, have a meal, drive around town if you can, whatever it is, but without an agenda. Just do something. Play a game, play a family game together, see a movie, whatever it is. Okay? But please, I encourage you to spend some time this weekend intentionally without an agenda. This is not the time to check report cards or just Don't check for performance. Okay, you will see the impact of that if you do in the next few days. So also, I wanted to particularly reach out to parents if you feel you're feeling behind, or you're feeling not, you're concerned about the level of connection. Maybe for you, my child has not been engaging enough. We're not seeing the kind of result or the kind of progress that we expect at this time. Other people are ahead of us and things like that. If you feel like we're struggling more than we are progressing, please, I have a message for you. Remember that growth is not always loud. Sometimes growth is quiet and it's happening beneath the surface. If the only thing you have achieved this year is awareness, that in itself is a lot of growth. Okay, the awareness of what is going on in your child's life, the child is also aware of what they are and what their struggles are. That in itself is a lot of growth. Every child is on a different journey, and some of them will respond quickly, others are going to take a bit more time to open up, to progress, and to begin to experience change. So sometimes it doesn't always happen as quickly as we want it. Like I said, if awareness is all you have achieved in this period, that's fantastic. In fact, it is one of the reasons why we change the model for our daily assignments and weekly worksheets and things like that. For those who have been here long enough, you will know that we will use emails. Do your assignments, submit the emails, and we will check, respond sometimes or not. But we moved everything into a place where everybody can see what the other is doing, because for us that is a form of accountability. Okay, if you sent an email and I sent mine, you don't know whether I did my assignment or not. But bringing it all in the open, every child is challenged. So if you see that every other person is dropping in their own, that brings a level of consciousness and awareness. So if that awareness is all that you have achieved so far, I guarantee you that you are making progress, and please stay on it. Okay, stay on it. If your team is struggling with participation, maybe they're struggling with consistency, they're struggling with their attitude. I was talking with one of my girls yesterday, and I saw that. Please, as a parent, stay consistent, stay patient, stay engaged. Stay engaged. The same reason why I'm calling on the fathers. Stay engaged. What the child needs now will not be more pressure. It could be steady guidance, steady structure, steady engagement, and above all, a steady relationship, a steady connection. Remember that you're not in this alone. We are in this together, and the community is here. So interact with us, interact with other parents in the community. Let's exchange ideas. Please keep it engaged. Interact with those in the yard, the Intentional Parent Academy, and see what is going on and how we can all encourage ourselves and challenge ourselves to do better. But now let's step into the second quarter of the year. This quarter is going to be focused. After we have built foundation, now we're going to be designing the rest of the structure. We are going to focus on building habits, building discipline, building focus. Particularly the month of April will deal with routines and time management. Routines and time management is what we're going to deal with in the month of April, because what your child does consistently also shapes who they become. So we have built the foundation and we're moving up. One of the questions we want to answer in the month of April and through this quarter is, having identified who I am, how do I live effectively on a daily basis? So this month we're going to be providing help and guidance, helping them to build healthy routines, helping them to develop consistent discipline, taking ownership of their time management, planning, organizational skills, and all of that. We want to help them strengthen focus, because increasingly the world that we live in is heavily distracted. As an adult, you will see how much of an effort it requires for you to stay on course, stay on your agenda. That's what we are going to be addressing this month. I'm very, very excited about the lineup of activities, the lessons, and all the other things we have for this month and the entire quarter. There's a lot of intentionality that we have put into designing and planning, from the lessons to all the other journeys that we will be guiding our teenagers through. I'm also very excited about the books we are reading and the movies that we're going to be exploring together. Very, very interesting. Each one of them have been carefully selected to reinforce the values, the mindset, and the life skills that we are building this season. And before we go, please, if you live in Canada or the United States, I want to personally invite you to the conversation we're having this weekend for diaspora parents. It's a webinar. We're going to be spending about 60 to 90 minutes together in a room this Saturday, the 4th of April. And we're going to be rubbing minds together, sharing. We have titled it Raising Teenagers in Two Worlds, helping us to make sense of reconciling the values, traditional family values, with the foreign cultures that our children are interacting and experiencing life in. So please avail yourself of that meeting. Be there. And I also want to beg you, invite somebody. Share the flyers, the video, the invites, and everything. Share with one parent, two parents in your church, in your parents' community, PTA, your children's school, and all of that. Help us bring as many parents into that place. It's going to be a powerful session to help you raise value-driven, grounded teenagers in the world that they are experiencing. Please and please and please share our content, share our flyers, and I will see you there. I look forward to seeing you at that place. Our video lessons, daily lessons will resume on Monday. So we're going to ride out this whole week, resting and recalibrating and catching up for those who are behind on some of the lessons and assignments. Please take time this week to catch up and bring yourself up to speed. Classes will resume again on Saturday, and our daily lessons will resume on Monday. Okay. One last thing, Vacation Bible School is kicking off exactly 8 days from today. On April 9th, we're going to be having the spiritual intelligence course. I have said that this is going to be the most impactful Vacation Bible School your child participates in this season. Don't miss it for anything. High impact, highly strategic that we have designed. We have not done a spiritual intelligence class before. So this is the first of its kind, and we are coming at it intentionally, powerfully packed. All right, designed. We're going to the kind of conversations I want to have with teenagers. So we're going to do 3 days of core training, and we're going to do 14 days of practice and implementing, building a steady spiritual habit. Conversations that are going to impact your child's spiritual foundation, their identity, their decision making. There's a whole lot that I'm coming to the spiritual intelligence course with, and do not miss it for anything. Do not miss it for anything. So I'm not just asking you to be there. I'm now asking you to bring as many teenagers as you can. There is a webinar attached to that. I've not even announced it, so hopefully we're going to make the announcements this weekend. There's a webinar for parents that is going to happen at the end of the spiritual intelligence course. It's something about the artificial intelligence season where your child is growing up. So I want to encourage every parent, ensure full participation for yourself and for your child. This is going to play a key role in their overall development, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Very, very important. All right, so that's it from me to you. April is here, and for us, April is not just another month. April is a bridge. We have built foundation, and we are going to formation. April is that bridge from foundation to formation. And so we are moving from who you are, like I said earlier, to how do I live my life effectively? How do I live daily? I'm excited about what's ahead. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your partnership. I look forward to the whole of this month. And as we continue our journey in 2026, I'll see you inside.